Good morning. It is Thursday, November 9. This is 60 Seconds to Serenity with me, Gregg Hammond. And I hope that you are feeling fantastic this morning and that you are going to keep smiling and keep smiling in your mind. Here at the 60 Seconds to Serenity, the whole focus is how to improve your life. But it's zeroing in on all the tools that are available to you to shift your day. You can do this through the thinking process, and you can also do it through some physical triggers. And so we've talked about the breath and breathing in very slowly, like the nice calm water coming in on the beach, right? And then breathing back out, right? Morning, Jan. I see you just hopped on here. I'm getting better at being able to use the camera and read and see a comment here and there. I had such a good night's sleep, and I feel sparkly, and it's actually showing up on the camera here, all sparkly and shiny. So we've been talking about doing the left-handed, or the for me it's the non-dominant hand is my left hand doing the writing. And I was talking about getting yourself a journal, and you can use something small. I mean, they make these smaller journals like this. This is my gratitude journal, and 10 things to write down that I am grateful for, and I start my day with 10 things that I'm grateful for. And sometimes it's the same thing, and sometimes it's things. Sometimes it's either an event that I'm going to or have been to. Sometimes, and I say that as going to because some of these gratitudes are future gratitudes, and that was what the rose petal gratitude ceremony. That's what that whole ceremony was based on, was going through and giving thanks for everything, from the things that I have had to the things that I currently had, and then things that I wanted in the future. And I used those. Good morning, Carol. See you hopped on there. I'm feeling very shiny and sparkly because I had so much fantastic rest. So I hope everybody who's tuning in here has had a lot of good sleep, and that you're feeling sparkly like this too. But the rose petal gratitude ceremony was set up for me to go through this routine of giving thanks for things in the past, the present, and then the future. And so when you're writing out your gratitude in the morning, or if you have a different time that you are doing it because it fits in better, I recommend you do it in the morning. Write out your 10 things, but you can include things that you are hoping for. And for me, one of those things most recently was a grand piano. And I wanted a baby grand, and I wanted it to be in good condition. And there were some specifics. I was getting specific because I didn't just want anything. And an example of how it works when you're focusing on something like that and giving thanks. I was giving thanks and thinking in my mind how wonderful it would be to sit at the piano. And as the process started, I found a couple, but I found one that looked like it was going to be able to. It was, the energy and the movement and manifestation of this was beginning, and I stopped preparing for it, and that slowed down. But that grand piano needed a little bit of work, and I wanted to make sure that I had something that was in very good condition, and that I would love to play. I wanted to, if I was going to take this step, I wanted to make sure that I was taking it to that level. And so I have one that's it has manifested. It is a fantastic it's a fantastic baby grand piano. It's an antique, and I've gotten to the point to where I found located this piano. The person is willing to let me have this piano, and all that I have to do is figure out how to get it here. And so I've been looking into movers, and I'm working on manifesting that, but the steps of that. But I could see myself playing that piano, and I cleared the space out in my guitar castle upstairs. In that next level up, I have the space prepared for this baby grand piano. Anyway, so when I was doing my non-dominant hand, the exercise we're working on is just writing out just a couple of things. It started with your writing with your non-dominant hand and putting your first and last name down, and then we put in the date and the day and the time. And I wanted to show you my non-dominant hand. This is from December 3rd of 2016. It was day 48. I listed all of that information at the top of mine because I like to keep track of that, and it also just a little extra to write down. And I wrote down a sentence, statement, power statement. You can put one together. I recommend that you try to be creative and write out your own power statement. It could be anything as short as "I am very healthy." Something like that, simple. If you want to add that in, but for right now, it's at least your name, and it's the date and the time and just that little bit of information we put down the other day. So, and I was talking about why the notebook is a good thing, because now you've got this. I can pull this off the shelf and show you, and even my notebook is a bit sparkly. See that? There's a lot of light shimmering out of me, and I'm totally digging it, man. The Global Jam sticker, I will send you one if you will give me your address and cover the postage in hindsight or retro. Even this sticker will sparkle a little bit. So I'll have to go to my reading here soon. Doing my study this morning, but I like to hop on and just do this 60 seconds to Serenity. And if I don't know if my friend Carl, who lives in, we'll just say he's Madagascar, but that's not where he is. But if Carl happens to be catching this video, or my friend Mark catches this video, I hope you can hear these chimes. Sparkly, shimmery chimes. There's some chimes to start off the morning to go along with your breakfast or your coffee or your manifestation and your focus. The 60 seconds to Serenity, controlling your breath, meaning instead of just breathing like you normally do, putting the focus on holding in your mind the picture of the beach with the nice warm ocean wave coming in onto the beach and shimmering up on the sand and then going back out gently. So you're thinking about that and hearing that in your breath. And I'll do one for you this morning. Right, it goes. By taking the time to control your breath like that and listening to it, you're putting in a very specific intent, and it's easy to do it when you're sitting right there. The idea is that we use this 60-second tool to shift your day whenever you experience something that you need to shift. You're like, oh, I don't like that, whatever it might be. Coworker says something, or maybe a family member or a friend, or you see something on the news that gets you worked up. Maybe you see a post on Facebook, that happens a lot, or social media, where people are saying things that you feel are either not in line with the way that you feel, or outright trying to, arguing. People engage in that energy, and the idea is to shift it. Don't get caught into that. It's quicksand. Don't step into that. Step away from the quicksand. Go around it. And nowadays you can start to see where that happens, where it's obvious that there's going to be quicksand because people are going to start, typing stuff based on a reaction as opposed to responding. And the best way you can respond is to shift away. Use your tools, your 60 seconds to serenity tool of the breath, and then your thoughts. And thoughts are very powerful. This book, Working with the Law, I'll get it in there so that it unsparkles. Working with the Law. You may not be able to read that. So Working with the Law by Raymond Hollowell. On page 27 of this copy, right, is a poem called Thoughts Are Things, and it's brilliant in the concept. And so I'm going to read it to you just to finish off for this morning. Thoughts are things. I hold it true that thoughts are things. So, what a great statement right there. Hold it true that thoughts are things. They're endowed with bodies and breath and wings, and that we send them forth to fill the world with good results or ill. That which we call our secret thought speeds forth to earth's remotest spot, leaving its blessing or its woes, like tracks behind it as it goes. We build our future thought by thought, for good or ill, yet know it not. Yet so the universe was wrought. Thought is another name for fate. Choose then thy destiny and wait, for love brings love and hate brings hate. And that's by Henry Van Dyke. So it's awesome. If you want to look it up, it's called Thoughts Are Things by Henry Van Dyke. And it's saying, basically, like, people just aren't really aware of the fact that everything they think goes right out, transmits right out of them, and will begin to become. And so it's very important to use your 60 seconds to serenity and think about what your thoughts are. Be aware of what your thoughts are. And if you do that, your day will be sparkly and full of the light coming out of you. So keep smiling, because that works just as well, right? If you would like a refrigerator magnet or the sticker, let me know. Leave in the comments. Please leave a couple of different things. One thing that you're grateful for, at least one thing, and then what kind of thoughts do you want to send out there, based on the idea of the poem that I just read. What kind of thought do you want to send out? Do you want to send love? And I know that a lot of people, that's like a easy answer. Yes, of course I do. And then the next is that what you're sending? What can you type in? What you are going to send out? What kind of loving thoughts you're going to send out for yourself and for people that you know, and then for people that really need it. There are a lot of people out there who act in a angry way. The less you pay attention to them, the less you see them, the less that they're around, right? The less that they come into your life, because those types of people really don't want to be around somebody who's not in vibration with them. Send them love. What kind of loving thought can you put out there? Type that into the comments here. I know a lot of people don't get on early in the morning and catch this live, but I know that that a few do. So if you are, I see gentleness on there. Thanks, Carol, for typing that in. So if you are catching this video and you can type in something something you're grateful for, and you can put that gratitude and the little equal sign and those things that you're grateful for. It doesn't have to be one thing, but please just at least one thing. And then also add in some loving thing that you're loving thought for yourself. It might be that I love how healthy I am, or I love my breakfast, or I love helping my neighbor across the street. So just add that in there. I've got to hop off because I'm going to do my reading, my morning study, and I start at 6:30. But it is a pleasure to get on here and share the 60 Seconds to Serenity tips so that you can improve your day and keep your day on that higher vibration. I will see you tomorrow, bright and early, or on a replay. And stay tuned. The Hammond Happy Hour is coming up. That's a Siblings of Success. That's my sister Jennifer and I doing a early morning broadcast just to get before we have a full show going. We are just getting together to bring happiness and joy to the beginning and wisdom to the beginning of your day each day. So I will keep you posted on when we actually have launched our first, and I believe it'll be Monday because we've been videotaping and recording and putting stuff together for everybody. Have a fantastic, very peaceful, very positive, focused day. And if you find that at some point you feel that your day has shifted, remember 60 Seconds to Serenity. You have these tools, and the most powerful thing you can do is embrace the calmness of mind, and that's out of the Serenity chapter. If you aren't familiar with that, go back to some of the videos that I posted. I'm on here every day. All right, I love you very much. Peace, love, music. Have a fantastic day.